Okay, I'm back. Right? Can't see myself on the stream yet, though. It's not looking good, is it? Really? Not looking good at all. I don't know. I mean, again, it booted up really slow, which is no good at all. And yeah. Is it better now, Andy? Hey Seb, is it better? Because it booted up. Yeah, well, it booted up a bit. Seemed like slightly quicker. I mean, it seems to be running okay on OBS. So yeah, well, all right. I'll set up the Discord then, and we'll get started. Yeah, I was really ill yesterday, guys. I don't know what it was. I did quite a lot of cycling, and I mean, I always have water with me when I cycle and I drink, but I don't know. I might have got dehydrated, but yeah, well, it wasn't pleasant. It involved a conversation with the big white telephone, and yeah, but I feel a bit better now. But I haven't had a chance to play the game that Andy and I are looking at. So anyway, we'll see. Okay, Andy should be with us anytime. Hello. Oh, it's doing this thing again where I can't hear you. It does this every time, and I always forget what I'm supposed to do. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I remember now. Right, can hear you now, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, why can't I set that as default? Perhaps I should. Yeah, it is set as default. Yeah, I've got something on here called M-Star Demo, and I don't know what that is. Ever heard of something called M-Star?
No.
Oh, it says it's NVIDIA high definition audio. So it must be something built in, I guess, but anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, we're all good. We're all good. What have I got on OBS? Have I got you? No, I haven't. Because I need to pop you out, that's why. Okay. No, there he is, there he is. Good, good. Hello, Mitsuyama. Welcome. Domo arigato, Mitsuyama-san. So, how have you been, Andy? Have you had a good week?
Me?
Yes, you. That's the one.
Not really.
Oh, I see.
I went to help my daughter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Move in.
Something you got. What you got there? Packet of crisps right next to the microphone.
It's my prescription.
Oh, I see.
A few years back, I suffered with sciatica. and a few ops, and the pain went away, and it came back for a couple of days, a few months back, but then it went away again.
And I guess it's come back again, has it?
And on Saturday, it came back with a vengeance.
So what, you on painkillers or something?
Well, on something.
You feeling all
There's
right
not
now,
really
though?
any.
I mean,
Huh?
You feeling all right now?
Yeah, if I'm sat down like this, I'm fine. Before, if I sat down, well, I couldn't really sit down. That was the thing. And walking around was kind of fine. And it's the opposite now. I can't take more than a few steps before I just get excruciating pain in my back.
Oh dear.
So I'm going on holiday in a few weeks.
Well, hopefully it'll be.
That's not going to be fun.
Well, perhaps you'll be feeling better by then.
Well, hopefully. So yeah, they've given me this medication that apparently is good for nerve pain. So we'll see.
All right. Well, I'm sure everyone on the stream is going to wish you well. Is it all good now, guys? Are we all kind of smooth or reasonable? Just checking before we get started proper. Well, I've had an interesting week, as you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple of days ago, my wife went out to work. She opened the door, and this tiny little kitten just came running to the door. And she jumped out of her skin because she thought it was a mouse or a rat or something, because she's like about that big. And,
you're frozen, by the way.
Yeah, well, this seems to be what's happening. You know, I don't know. Frozen on the stream or frozen on the...
Frozen on the stream, yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but you can hear me.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. No one wants to see me.
Oh, I can hear you through Discord. So I don't know if everybody else...
Hello, Frozen.
Oh,
Frozen
okay.
says it all sounds good now. Rose says it's all right. Everybody says it's all
Oh,
right.
but maybe it's mine then, because I can't even see me on the screen.
Well, I can't. I'm looking at the stream as well. Although, mind you, mine says watch now with... Oh yeah, I can see myself now.
Oh, actually, yeah, I've just refreshed it and now I can.
I think. Is that actually the... yeah, that does say live, so that is... Okay, fine. Hey,
Yeah,
old blokes and technology, yeah, they don't mix, do they? You know, these kids, they're like, oh, yes, you know, you boomers, which we're not, by the way, of course, we're Gen Xers, but you don't know about technology and all this, and I just say to them, well, who do you think invented this stuff? You know, it was us.
Exactly.
You use it, we bloody invented it. We wrote the code.
We were there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, yeah, so this little cat turned up, and she's really kind of turned our life upside down for the last couple of days, as they do, you know.
She's still there then?
Yeah, she is, yeah. We tried, we asked around everywhere. We went out to the sort of, it's like in Russian it's called a padyest. It's like a recreation area. So most people live in kind of blocks of flats, and then in the center there's like a playground and a sort of recreation area and basketball courts and different things, you know.
Right.
But without any kind of drug dealers or any of that stuff you get in England. It's actually seems to work here, you know. But anyway, so we went out with her to see if we could find a mum or anything like this, and all these kids came running up and passed her around, and they're all saying, I said, look, if one of you wants to take her, you can, because, you know, if your parents agree. You know, they're all nice kids, you know. So,
Mm.
but none of them did. None of them did. So she came back. And we've asked loads of different people, but so far, no takers. But I don't know. I mean, I'm in two minds about it. I wouldn't mind keeping her. She's quite nice. I like the challenge of it. But
Yeah.
my wife's really, really jumpy about her. She's just not used to cats at all.
Yeah.
And she's this. I mean, she's only about a month old, but she has this thing where she just suddenly just bolts around the whole place. You know.
Oh yeah. The zoomies.
Yeah. And then she just kind of just pounce. She'll be sitting really still, and suddenly she'll just go like this, you know. And
Yeah.
And every time that happens, my wife just, you know, drops one. I think so. I can't. She really. I can see, bless her. You know, I love her, you know, to bits, and I can see that she really wants to try because she can see that I quite like her, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, I love my wife a million times more than the cat. So you know, if it don't work,
Yeah.
it don't work. That's it. It's not. As long as I find her a good home where she'll be looked after, then that's
Yep.
fine by me, you know. And she's very she's like today. She really. I mean, I know it's playing, but she just likes fighting a lot, you know.
Yeah. They will. I mean, she'll be very active as a kitten for quite long periods.
Yeah. I know, in a way, it's like a sign that she's doing all right, you know, and she's growing, and she's eating well, and
Yeah.
yeah. But you really notice, don't you? You really notice that they are, they're just like little tiny tigers, right?
Oh yeah.
Like real, real predatory creatures, you know, like really. Because I can see like everything that she does, it's just, all right, I'm training to kill stuff. That's what I'm doing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please train me to kill stuff. That's it. That's what she's like. Show me, show me, show me. I want to do it. I want to kill stuff now, you know. And so he's saying, I think we need a dog. Yeah, well, you know what? The last thing I want is a flipping month-old puppy, because, well, you know what a mess they make.
Yeah. A kitten should be fairly self-sufficient, really.
Well, yeah, she is. Yeah, she knows where to poo. You know, she's never done
Yeah.
anything. She goes straight there. She cleans herself up.
Yeah.
She knows where she lives. She's asleep now. If she wakes up, I'll bring her on stream. But I'm not waking her because God, it was a relief when she went to sleep.
Yeah.
But she's all right. Even on her own, she's all right. So, you know, we don't leave her for too long, and I give her enough attention. So we'll see. We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
However long I keep her, I'll try and enjoy it. And if she has to be moved on, then that's fine. Because she's a very cute little kitten, and I'm sure that someone will be really happy to have her. You know. But
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, guys, they well. So Mitsuyama says cats are better than dogs, and well, you know, I guess if I'd found a dog, I would be doing the same, but it would have been a lot messier. So, yeah, I don't think it probably
Dogs need a lot more attention.
Yeah. And yeah, well, yeah, because they're basically they're a little bit more like kids in a way, aren't they? I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, I mean, I've really understood, because I've never had a kitten before, so I like new experiences. I suppose that's what I would say. But yeah, I've learned a lot. I didn't know how to tell what sex a kitten was until yesterday. Turns out I guessed right. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's very little there to guess by. So at that age anyway.
At that age, yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, oh, is that what I think it is? Kind of looks slightly familiar. Yes. You know, But anyway, yeah. If you want to know how there is a way to tell the sex of a kitten without being too sort of vulgar about it. If you look at the distance between the part that does number 2 and the part that does number 1. With a girl cat, the distance is a lot smaller than with a boy cat.
Right.
Right? As it is with a human, funnily enough, you know. So anyway, that's more or less how you can tell. As it probably is with most mammals, I would guess, but
Yeah.
yeah. So there you go. If you ever do run into that situation, no, I had dogs. Growing up. We had a dog when I lived in Africa. We had a dog, and when I lived in Yorkshire, we had a red setter, and my sister also had a dog. I lived with my sister in London for a couple of years, and she had a dog. So I'm kind of used to dogs. They're very easy to get on with, you know. So
Yeah.
but anyway, right? Let's get started. So I had a really nice chat with is it Amawex?
Mhm.
Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, we reviewed this game by Amawex called. I hope I get this in the right order. Was it Square, Triangle, Circle?
Granada.
No. Circle, Triangle, Square.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
And then we talked about art and all these different things. So he's like a developer that isn't he's actually an artist, and he just got into coding, and he quite liked the MSX and the Spectrum. So he designs his games from a very artistic perspective.
Yeah.
And he likes experimenting with different ideas, right? So that's why he came up with that game, which was kind of like a living sort of Kandinsky stroke Mondrian painting that you explored. And as a concept, it was very interesting. As a game, it was okay, you know. I don't think that we'll be going back to it, but we did enjoy what we tried.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah, it was worth.
Yeah,
worth a try.
It was an interesting experience. Yeah, but he's made another game previously to that, which I know liked a lot. So you suggested that we try it out this time around, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And as I said, I was sick as a dog yesterday, not as a cat, but as a dog. Although, from what I gather from you, Andy, sick from a cat is more common than.
Yes.
See, cats, they know where to poo, but when they puke, they don't care.
Well, they tried to inflict the most damage when puking.
I see.
The most surfaces that they can reach.
Oh, I see. Right. At least that's how it feels. Yeah. Tailser says off topic. But did you say last week there was a Discord where the code is shared? Yes. And by the way, Tailser, in this stream there is no such thing as off topic, right?
Very true.
So, you know, we go wherever you want to go, and we're not afraid to go there. Within reason, you know, within reason. We do draw the line at a certain level of vulgarity, and obviously we draw the line at all forms of prejudice. But other than that, anything goes, really.
What I'm going to do is...
There's no danger of stopping the flow, Tails, but Andy will post in the chat the Discord where you can get, and we'll be looking at that in probably about 30-40 minutes, maybe. Although knowing us, who knows?
Last week's is in there, and I'm just about to put in the modification I made to do the pixel shifting to the left.
I see. Okay. So this game is called Virgil's Purgatory,
Yes.
or you've posted it in the Discord. Have you sent the link to the?
I put it in the Discord channel. Sorry, I put the code in the Happy Coding channel.
Have you put it in the chat so that they know where it is?
No. One sec.
All right. Thank you very much.
Do that now.
Much appreciated.
There you go.
Let me check what we're doing here. Yeah, look, we've got that. We've got the game there in the corner.
Yep.
I guess we could make it a bit bigger, but let's see. It's more messing about, but I guess it's all right like that, isn't it? It's all right. Okay. Right. So, Virgil. Do you know who Virgil is?
No, I'm afraid I didn't do any of that reading.
I see. See, we give you culture on this stream, guys. This is where you get high art mixed with retro gaming. So Virgil is a character, the protagonist of the Divine Comedy, which is a medieval epic, I suppose you would call it, poem by Dante Alighieri. And the most famous section of the Divine Comedy is the first section, Dante's Inferno, right? So people probably know the name.
Yeah.
Dante's Inferno. Interestingly, Dante probably considered the greatest of all Italian poets. Originally it was just called Comedy, and it was later christened the Divine Comedy. Considered one of the most important poems of the Middle Ages, and considered to be the greatest literary work in the Italian language. So,
interesting.
So there you go. Now, this is not the first time, believe it or not, that the Divine Comedy has featured in popular culture. Obviously, you'll be aware, perhaps, of the band Divine Comedy.
Yeah.
Trying to remember the name of the singer. I think he's called Neil. I think he's if he's not Irish, then he's definitely Irish descent. Yeah, Neil Hannon. Well, that's an Irish name, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Northern Irish. There he is. Good. Actually, wrote the theme tunes for Father Ted and the IT Crowd as well.
Oh, interesting.
Ah, he's talking your language now, eh?
Yeah. Love both of them.
This is how we. This is what we do. We got to link all forms of culture together. But anyway, going back to Dante Alighieri, right? So I'll give you a little bit of a potted history about Dante Alighieri. He was very critical of the Catholic Church. He was a deeply spiritual man, but he considered the Catholic Church were very corrupt, and he was particularly critical of the practice of allowing rich people to pay for their sins to be forgiven, right? So, in the medieval times, it was quite common. It was commonly believed that if you prayed a lot, your sins could be sort of forgiven, right? Say this many Hail Marys and you'll be forgiven, right? And I think, and again, I'm quite happy to talk about religion, all religions, whichever. They're all for me different opinions about the world, and I respect them even if I don't agree with them. But as far as I understand, the Catholic tradition is that you're kind of supposed to be saying those prayers to God, right? Asking God's forgiveness. But obviously, the Catholic Church came up with this idea of delegating that, right? so, so they kind of said, "Well, listen, I tell you what, you don't need to do that. I'll do it for you. You just pay me a certain amount, and I'll do it, right?" And it didn't take long before the church were like, "Well, let's just take the money and just give it penance. Yeah, you're done. Fine, 200 gold, off you go, right?" And the church became super rich because of that. And this is a very potted history, by the way. Please don't expect expert knowledge on this. I'm just giving you a brief overview, just to give you a bit of an idea about Virgil's mindset, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of this is off the top of my head. And so the Divine Comedy is a story about a hero whose name is Virgil, and the love of his life, whose name is Beatrice, I think. I'll get a little bit of help from Wikipedia, just so I'm getting things right. But yes, I guess I think it's Beatrice, and I think it might be. Would it be Beatrice maybe, or something like this in Italian, right? Any Italians here? Probably not, so I guess I won't worry too much about it. Yeah, so and essentially Dante is like a kind of he's like the hero, and he has to travel through hell and then through purgatory and then through heaven to kind of reach Beatrice at the end. But really the story is more about like a lot of opportunities for him to be very critical of the Catholic Church by kind of allegorically, if you like. So that's pretty much that. And so, you know, if that sounds interesting to you, then by all means, check it out. It's been translated. You can find it on YouTube. And yeah, it was completed in the year 1320. And yeah, divided into 3 parts: Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. And I guess this one deals with Purgatorio. And he's actually guided. Virgil is guided on his path. Sorry, Dante is guided on his path by someone called Virgil, who was originally also a poet, an Italian poet, a Roman poet, Publius Vergilius Maro.
Okay.
And so presumably the ghost or the spirit of Virgil, the poet, one of the most famous poets of the Roman era, is a guide to for Virgil, right? You may be familiar perhaps with I think the Aeneid is probably his most famous work, but anyway,
I've heard of it, but I've not.
Yeah, anyway, that's all that background story. Yeah. I'm sure the chat is zoned out by now, but anyway, that's the background. Virgil's Purgatory. This is loosely based on that, and also on some kind of Brazilian martial art or something. I think we should just get on and give it a go. So, the other thing to say about this game, as I started, is that let's get a bit of audio. I do like that he gives a little intro.
Yeah. So obviously his decapitated spirit, isn't it? Returning to hell, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so apparently... Okay, we'll just stop the music there. One of the things before we start is you see these backgrounds. He's kind of drawn a background. How do I jump again? Is it right? Okay.
I don't know which version you've got, but it was Z to jump.
No, I've got a QAOP one here, yeah, and I've got M to jump.
QAOP, M and Z.
Yeah, so what he's done is he's kind of got this background by just using attributes, you know,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting. Um, is there not much sound then? Oh, I've just turned the sound off completely. That wasn't very wise. What am I doing now? Okay, so, well, that's a nice animation, isn't it?
Yeah, shrink the Discord screen a little bit, Alan.
Okay, will do, will do. Or just change the priorities or something.
Yeah.
That'll do. You sit to the right there. That's good. And I can sort of put you in a half window.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get back to the game. Again, is there an option to turn off the music? I think maybe not.
I don't think so. Not that I found it. I did find a pause button.
Hey, that's interesting. Did I leave my head here and then I could?
Yes.
Oh no, it comes back on the
It is
screen.
possible to lose your head in this game,
I see.
but you can go back a screen or two and then it will be there.
Yeah. Okay. Seb, can you see it all clearly now? I assume that you can. Okay, so what we liked about this game is, I suppose, what drew you to this game is that it has a very interesting mechanic, right?
It does, yeah.
Now, before you played this, were you aware of the game Decap Attack?
No.
Okay. Well, Decap Attack uses a very similar game mechanic. Now, Decap Attack is actually based on a Japanese game.
Okay.
Called something Magical Turbo Hat Adventure, I think is probably the translation. And it's kind of like a character that has a big turban and he can throw it at people.
Right.
But when they converted it to the European or the Western, let's say, version, they completely changed the graphics, and they get a kind of like a mummy that can, well, when he starts off, he can just sort of punch from his head and within his stomach, sort of thing. But then later on, when he gets the power up, he can throw his head.
Yeah.
And then he has to throw it and then go and pick it up. And then later on again, he gets a kind of boomerang effect, I think, where he can throw it and it'll automatically come out. I'm not sure, but anyway, so you know, being the sort of erudite gamer that I am, I was well aware of this game, and I asked him. I was chatting with the developer, and he said, yes, yeah, I loved Decap Attack as a kid, and that's why that's where I got it from. Right. So it is actually So it's not a coincidence. I thought it was a coincidence. It's a nice idea, and I thought, wow, it's nice that you come up with that. But it wasn't. I've seen it before in. Yeah, this is tricky because if you miss one of them, you can get yourself in trouble. Right?
Yeah.
So the head kind of makes it easier for you. I missed again. Now that looks like exactly the same screen, and he did actually say that he wanted the game to be a bit bigger. So
yes,
he ran out of memory, and so he
yeah. I think he's done it on screens where it's kind of okay.
Yeah. Look, this is also what I like about this is that these creatures are they're not just patrolling, are they? Look, they're sort of they are kind of They do seem to have a little sort of life of their own.
Mm.
Oh, you're going to be in trouble now. Okay. Well, that makes it a little bit easier. Should they go up here or what? He also said that he made a choice to use only these sort of 3 colours.
Mhm.
Where's my head gone?
I think you might have thrown it off the top of the screen.
You said it was impossible to lose your head. And
you have to go back to the previous screen, it'll be there.
And I've done it. It's over there now, but presumably... Oh, there it is. So what do you think in AGD? Is that an object or is that a sprite? I guess it must be a sprite, right?
It's got to be a sprite, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think he's used like 1 and 3 though, has he?
What do you mean 1 and 3? What does that mean?
Well, it does. Doesn't it do them like all the odd sprites in one?
Oh, in
like
one
in one
pass.
draw. Yeah.
That's it. I'm done.
But you can get them. Oh, yeah.
No. I think it uses energy. You see those
Yeah.
hearts at the top there? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't been able to get to the hearts, and I've gone all the way to the left. I've been all the way to the right, and I'm kind of stuck. I don't know what to do to progress.
So I see. Look, what it makes you want to do is if you miss with your head. Like
Yeah.
if I miss like that, then I'm more tempted to just go out and in again. But does that okay, yeah, that's the old AGD thing that we don't like, respawning all the enemies.
Yes.
Which when we played White Jaguar last week, we were quite pleased about that. There's a platform up there. Look, that's interesting.
Yeah. No idea how you get to it.
So I'd be tempted to kind of just. Well, I'd be tempted to just try and get past these, you know. Oh, that was a bit unfair. Oh, come on. Oh. You see, guys, I wasn't feeling so great, and I asked Andy to read about the game and get the story. And did he do it? No, he didn't. So here we are. We don't know much about.
Well,
Oh, he's nasty.
Great either.
I like that graphic. That's quite fun.
This one.
That pouncy thing.
Yeah.
I like the pounce. Yeah, nice.
I do. Yeah. Like, there's a couple of the enemies in this game that are just really cool. We've only like seen 3 or 4 so far, so hopefully there's a few more. The weird bat cyclops thing could do more. Maybe if that was kind of like on a sine wave, so there were places where it was dangerous to jump into it or something. But
yeah, I like this. I like the head because
yeah,
it gives you. It makes it a bit. This is. I mean, in some ways, it's similar to. Oh, did you hear that?
what's that?
It was a little meow.
Oh.
Oh, here she is. Here she is. She'll climb. Oh, here. Oh no. Here we go. O anjo de agonia, que ayuda os perdidos y reavo os caídos. Right.
Oh. You're not running the English version.
Well, apparently not. But I think it says, "Oh, angel of agony, what something lost, perdidos, revive something." Can you help me bring something back? I guess. Say sent to you. I feel that you have lost how to know how to advance. I can show you something about the.
He basically says he can give you hints.
Oh, okay. Well, I can enlighten you then. Is pretty much what it said. Yeah. Hey, that's not bad. My language skills are, not bad. Wow, that's quite a nice design, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess it's a bad idea to jump off here. Oh no, he doesn't. He looks like a boss. Is he a boss? Ooh. Ooh. I think so. Beat the boss and get out, right?
Well.
Did you get to? Oh, he's back. Did you get to here?
Yeah, I got to this bit.
Ooh.
And he keeps coming down.
Well, yeah. Perhaps I have to. Perhaps we have to defeat all the skeletons. You know.
Yeah, I don't know how many there were, but he keeps sharing.
Uh oh. Game over. Game over, man. All right.
Yeah, hang on.
Okay, so what do you think, guys? Where's that little squeaky little curtain gone? Right, guys. Let's
Wait.
I'm gonna introduce you to the cat in a minute because I know that's what you're all waiting for. But what would you say then? I mean,
I like it.
yes. What do you like in particular? It's a
I
good
like the
game, by the
simple
way.
art style.
Ammox.com. Yes, unique art style.
Nice little gameplay idea with the head. Like you can, if you time it right, you can bounce it off multiple bad guys,
Oh, can you? Right.
and
Wow. That's
and it comes back to you. Yeah,
very cool.
which is tough to do, but it's kind of cool when it happens. Again, it's another game where there's pretty much no UI, and no kind of idea as to what the goal is,
Right.
which is a little bit. As I say, I've played it for a little
game,
while
she
now.
seems to like this idea of just letting you explore and figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Which, come on, let's face it. That's sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, guys. I'm looking at the cat. I'm trying to encourage her to come over, so at least she'll say hello. You're gonna come and say hello. Come and make your live stream international debut. She's more interested in the shoe.
Oh yes. She'll probably be asleep in it tomorrow.
Come on, little pest. Look how tiny this one is. Can you see her? I guess I have to kind of put her like this so that you can... Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Hey? She's super tiny.
Tiny.
Yeah.
What's her name?
She really well, you know what? We haven't given her a name yet because it's kind of like if we keep her, we'll give her a name. But if we do keep her, get off me. Go on, you go and explore. She'll climb up now. She just climbs up my leg anyway. That's what will happen. I can guarantee you. But there's a famous Soviet kids TV show called Guest from the Future, right?
Yeah.
And it's a story about a boy and a girl who are roughly the same age, about 13 or 14. And the boy lives in 1984 and the girl lives in 2084.
All right.
And the boy comes forward in time, finds a way to get forward in time, and the girl goes back in time, back to the modern.
Right.
She's absolutely mad about my headphone cable.
Yeah, they eat them.
Yeah. She's got like the tiniest teeth though, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, you really shouldn't be eating my headphone cable. That's just not on. You know what I'll do? I'll put it like this. Right, it's out of the way now. And anyway, yeah, so they kind of swap places, and she ends up going to the school. Anyway, it was very popular in the 80s in the Soviet Union. And when I got my little cleaning droid, you know, for cleaning the house,
yeah,
we named him Vetter, which is the name of the robot. There's a robot in that show, right?
Okay.
So it's called Guest from the Future. You can check it out on YouTube if you want to. Anyway, but the girl is called Alisa, so I said, let's call her. If we keep her, we'll call her Alisa. So yeah, but she's
Nice,
a
eh?
she's a biter, you know. She's a
Oh yeah.
little biter.
We need to get some little toys, little chew toys.
Look, she just won't. Yeah, yeah. Oh, she's got this mouse, and she absolutely loves it. I tell you what.
Well, that's it, Moritz.
Let me get the mouse.
They
Just a second.
they choose you. You don't choose them.
As soon as something new appears in the room, she'll just make a beeline for it. Like, what's this? What's this? I haven't seen this. This wasn't here before.
Oh,
You know.
yeah.
Um.
See you, mate.
Yeah. See you. See you. Take care. Yeah. Nice use of colours. I feel like we haven't done our homework so much this week on this game because I was ill yesterday. I'd planned to play it, you know, and I've just
been playing it. I've got past that boss that you got to.
I see. What did you do? Did you beat it? Did you just?
Yeah, you just have to kill it a few times.
Right. I see. Yeah. Cool. So
then
bosses are good, right?
Yeah,
I think
you don't get many bosses in AGD games.
No. And he uses a feature of MPAGD which lets you blend two screens together to create a new screen. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I did it. I did something like that years ago and never used it. But
Right.
well, actually, I mean, no. I say we never used it. We did it quite a bit with when we were doing that remake thing.
That Monty game.
Yeah. We did. We used a similar technique for that, but with lots of different layers.
Yeah.
Which you'd like to go back. She's climbing up again. She's a pest. I don't know. To be honest, I mean, if she just, I would, if she slept all night, I wouldn't complain. I'm not. I'm trying to do a stream now, so anyway, so that's that. Let's switch over.
Yeah.
So give that a go, guys. It's an interesting game. Nice graphical style. Nice
It
mechanic.
is. It's a fun game.
Yeah, and again, you know, the only real criticisms that we can make are probably just the engine is a little bit limited, right? There's only so much you can do with the AGD or the MPAGD system. So yeah, and they've kind of made the most of it, where it's not just patrolling enemies that you just have to jump over or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to find games where they've done something that's not been done before with AGD.
Yeah. Okay, let's do some coding. We'll probably do an hour or so. Don't want to be staying up too late because I said, as I said,
An hour's good for me because
I was ill yesterday and then
I've just taken my tablet and apparently it makes you drowsy after a little while. So.
Okay. So literally, right? Just so you know what's going on, I'm sitting here, and I've got my legs crossed, like that, and she's literally just sitting on the cross of my legs.
Yeah.
And she's just, I don't know what she's doing exactly, but biting, scratching, fighting, whatever. Just, oh yeah, this is good. Yeah. Really, like I said, just predator, just absolute tiny little predator. Okay, so I guess it's simple demo, isn't it? Right?
Which one?
The name of the file that we use is normally called simple demo.
Yeah, I've changed it a few times, so mine's
Okay, yeah, fair enough. And then yeah. So how about we look at the basics of plotting a pixel anywhere on screen.
okay.
All right. So that seems like a good plan.
What, by using like XY coordinates?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would make it pretty easy for us to understand how the screen memory works. And
yeah,
so again, guys, there are well, Tails says they need to show love. Yeah, well, she is just being affectionate, really. I know. And yeah, I could do without that affection right now because I'm in the middle of a slide stream. Okay, just double check. Everything's clear, guys. Everyone can see what we're doing. I don't think there's anyone new, but if you have missed previous streams, you can go back. They're on the. If you look up Stream Team, what is it? It's Amigos Retro Gaming Stream Team. You can catch previous episodes, and of course some of them are on here. And so what we've been doing so far is we've just been setting up a basic demo in assembly, and I'm setting up the code at the address 49152, and that's why I'm just setting that up as a basic code so that then I can load that code in and run it. Yeah, so bear with me to figure out where that is. Nope, she's back. She's on my socks now. No, she's up. Yeah, you see, my wife's she just can't be doing with that, like the scratchy and everything. She's like, no, I can't be doing with that. Little tiny pinpricks, you know. It doesn't really hurt, but it's a bit like brambles or something. You know when you're picking blackberries or something like that, and you get that. It's like that, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I guess maybe as boys, we're sort of used to that sort of pain. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, they do. They do like a good scratch, don't they?
Yeah, and I can only imagine as she gets bigger, she's just going to get better at it.
Yes.
So, you know.
And then your sofa arm gets.
Yeah, I can
gets
see
what's
that.
coming to it.
I can see that. I can see that's what's going to happen, and that's not good either, really. Yeah, I think that that she's come here for us to help her get back on her feet, and then we'll send her on her way. I can't see it working out, which is a kind of a pity, but yeah, all that scratchy stuff. It's just.
Right. So
anyway, I'm sorry.
Are we going to start a new?
Well, I'm just trying to find. I need to get myself figured out where I've kind of lost where I am with the demo that I made. So. But I think I found it now. Okay, I've got it now. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that. Right. Okay, so I managed to, I edited it so that it was going diagonally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but all I was doing was just, if you look in the code, if you look here, I was just putting an ink L.
Oh, yeah.
No, I was putting an ink H in here. Yeah, I was just playing about, so let's I'll just reassemble it and say what we did last time there. Now I do have a video on YouTube about the layout of screen memory. And yeah, okay, so that was, yeah, there you go. Look, we're just like drawing pixel after pixel. No, you're not coming all the way up here. You're really not. Okay. So yeah, it's just a distraction. I apologize, guys. So let's talk about plotting on the screen. So let's review what we did last time, right? So what we know is that every byte on the screen is 8 bits, which is an 8-bit number, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you go across the screen, you've got a byte like that, and then another one, another one like that, right?
Yeah.
And there are 32 of those, and that's what gives you a wow. It's like spider. Oh my word! She's literally climbed right up to almost my height of the curtain. And back down again. She's learned. She could actually. I reckon she could climb the whole of that curtain. She just wants attention. She just wants me to spend time with her. I can't blame her. I'm a very attractive person, so what can I say? Okay, so yeah, that would be 32 of those. 32 times 8, 256, right? And then as we go down, there are 24 characters down, right?
Yeah.
And they're split into chunks of 8, like that, right? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what we know, when we're dealing with one segment at a time, there are 256 characters in the top segment of the screen.
Right.
And we have a low byte and a high byte for the address of any one of these bytes.
Yeah.
So the first byte here is at 4000, right?
Yeah.
And the next one is at 4001, 4002, 4003. Right, wow, she just climbed on my knee again. Sorry, I keep talking about it, guys, but what I noticed is that, I mean, a day ago, it would take her like several attempts just to get onto my knee, right?
Yeah.
And now she just goes, piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, I got to say, I'm not really a cat person, but I am fascinated to see a creature sort of develop, you know.
Yeah.
As well. That's it. I need to give you something that you can really play with so that you won't pester me. Just a minute. Okay. Yeah, why don't you play with this network cable? Yeah, how's that? Is that good? You'll never bite through that anyway. Okay. So as we go across, you can see, so this is split into two sections, right? High byte and low byte, right?
Yep.
So as we go across here, we increase the low byte, I should say, by 1, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And that's easy enough, but that goes from 0 all the way across to 31 in decimal, or 1F in hex, right? we'll just do a quick summary of this because you're already a bit aware of this anyway. But as you go down, the screen, then this low byte stays the same, but this one becomes 41 and this one becomes 42, like that, right? So it's a little bit counterintuitive. Yeah, she wants the keyboard now. Anyway. Okay, so within a character square, right? And this is important to remember, only within a character square, the number of the high byte as we go down will increase by 1. So this would be 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, right?
Yeah.
Once we go down to the next character line, then what actually happens then is that the low byte, oh my, get off, she's onto the desk now. She actually typed the word, she typed PIPO, P-I-P-O on the keyboard. Anyway, she's back up, immediately back up. You know, what? She's on the keyboard now. I'll just let her be. I don't know. There's nothing electric here, I don't think. It's not a good idea. Go on. Okay, as you go down from one character square to the next, then what actually happens is, so this would be character line 1, right? This would be character line 2. Then what happens is that you cross over from 40 here to, then you would be 4020 because that's 32 in decimal, right? No, I know that silence.
Sorry. Say it.
Okay, so you know when you see a screen load, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So what you'll do, I mean, look, I tell you what, we can actually let's use this pixel demo to demonstrate how the memory works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do then is, instead of putting D8 here, we'll put D we'll put it as 0, right? Because that's the same as 256. When it reaches 0 again, it'll go back to if you start a count at 0, then the next time it decreases, it'll hit 255. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it won't reach 0 again until it's counted down by 256.
Right.
All right. So what that should do now is it should draw 256 pixels. So let's try it and see. Just a second. I'm sitting in the lotus position now, so she's got no leg to climb up. I feel like Buddha sitting here with my bald head and my crossed legs. Right, so you see what's happening is we're going across each pixel, and we're going to go across, that's 256 bytes, right? But look what happens once we hit that 32 256 bits, let's say. Once we hit
Yep.
that edge there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going down one character line.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. This is how
Yeah.
this is like how the screen loads, right?
Yeah.
When you see this is even slower, of course, but that gives me time to talk about it, right? So
Yeah.
There are three segments, yeah, because you've got like because it's 24 characters down, right? It all comes back to 4:3, which is the TV aspect ratio, right?
Yeah.
So 4:3, what's the maximum that you can have 4:3 within 8 bits? Is going to be 256 by 192.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Tails says it's jumping jack. Yeah. Well, in some ways that's not too far off, because it probably does use a similar effect. Anyway, so those 8 lines you can see. So to manage it, right, you've got 256 by 192, or in terms of characters, 32 by 24, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 32 by 24, that gives you a total of 768 character squares.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so therefore, if you want to manage that in 8-bit numbers, then you're going to have to split it into 3 chunks. Or at least that's one way of doing it, right?
Yeah.
And so the Spectrum's memory is laid out in 3 sections: a top, middle, and a bottom third. Each one of them is 256 bytes, and the high byte. Sorry, what are you doing now? So the low byte is, the low byte goes from 0 to 255 down here, right? Within that segment. And the segments are determined. This one is at 4000, this one is at 4800, and this one is at 5000.
Okay.
And then the low byte, the high byte determines where within the character square you are. So it's like 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I beg your pardon. Yes, I see what you mean. You've got
That's kind of why I'm finding it just a little bit hard to.
Yeah, I understand. Well, look, let me go back to the are you guys all following this on the stream then? Is this making sense? I hope so. Explaining the screen memory is always a challenge, to be honest. But yeah, so essentially, in summary, what we can say is that the screen memory for the first chunk is 4000 to 47FF, right? And the second chunk is at 4800 to 4FFF. And then the third chunk is at 5000 to 57FF, right? And what you can determine from that is that if we are in programmer mode, I'm not sure if this is on the calculator's on the screen or not. There it is, right? So 47FF minus 4000.
Getting a bit laggy. You're cutting out for me. I don't.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm lagging as well. I think the stream's struggling. I can't even. I'm just lagging now on the. I think I'm back now.
Yeah. The screen's really low res though.
Yeah, I see that. Anyway, I guess you
Yeah.
can hear me all right. Just a second, guys. I don't know where she's gone now. She's gone somewhere else. There you are. Not the best stream, this one, is it? It's really laggy. Cat running around.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I can only apologise. Okay, seems like I'm back again. I don't know what I don't know what it is. Is it the internet here? Probably.
Maybe.
No, it's doing it. It's just lagging every time. It's just absolutely impossible. See, look, I come back. I'm back again. How is it for you guys? Because I suppose it might just be my internet downtime. I don't know. Let me know on the comments if you're having the stream lag.